Water's cooled down, the trout are biting, and this is an awesome rig to go catch tons and tons of trout with. So what we're looking at here is an 1/8 ounce jig head with a DOA Cal shad. This is the root beer with the chartreuse tail on it. Then we've got that underneath a Cajun Thunder popping cork. And this is something I grew up doing, and it is an incredible way to catch tons of trout. You can throw this thing a mile, and the facts are everyone loves throwing a bobber. It's so cool watching a bobber shoot under, but this thing's got weights on it, so it always stays upright. It's got beads on the top, and it makes tons of noise. So when you cast this thing out, you give it some pops. The trout hear that, they come take a look and see what the deal is, and then they see this underneath it and they just demolish it. I've caught redfish on this as well. I've caught snook on this. I've caught jacks on this. You catch ladyfish on this. If you got kids trying to get them into fishing, have them throw this. Go to 3 or 4 feet of water on a grass flat and they'll just have a killer time catching fish one after another. Play around with this rig a little bit. So you don't have to fish it this exact way, but I generally fish it with an 1/8 ounce up to a 1/4 ounce if I'm fishing deeper water. And at that point, you could change the length of the leader as well. I got about 2.5 feet on here right now, which is good for a lot of that 3.5 foot, 4 foot depth. But you can just experiment around with it. Change the bait. DOA shrimp works great under this too. The Z-Man plastics works great. The Trout trick from Z-Man is another phenomenal bait to throw under this. They also make a larger one if you're throwing the heavier baits. You're gonna want to go up on the size of the float on here. But try playing around with it and give it a shot.